The WWE Intercontinental Championship is considered the WWE's workhorse title, and if you can get over as the IC champ, then you may be ready to take that next step to become a world champion. That mentality has changed though over the last 5 to 10 years, but if you go back to the 90s and early 2000s, that is when the Intercontinental Championship really meant something. Some wrestlers today have tried to bring the prestige back, and with this week being the 40th anniversary of the Intercontinental Championship, we thought we would take a look at the top 10 Intercontinental Champions of all time. The WWE Intercontinental Championship was created back in 1979, with Pat Patterson being crowned the first champion. Over its 40-year history, almost every top star in WWE has been the IC champ, with the likes of The Rock, Stone Cold Steve Austin, Randy Orton, Shawn Michaels, Seth Rollins, Bret Hart, and more. The title itself has gone through many variations and a lot of ups and downs as prestige goes, but there's no denying that these 10 men made this belt feel like a really big deal. Number 10 goes to Rob Van Dam, a 6-time Intercontinental Champion. RVD had great matches as a champion with Jeff Hardy, Chris Jericho, and even some really great ones with Christian and Eddie Guerrero in ladder matches, just to name a few. As the Intercontinental Champion, WWE even entrusted in Rob Van Dam to unify that title with other titles in 2002, where we saw a ladder match between RVD and Jeff Hardy to unify the IC and European Championships. Also, Van Dam fought Tommy Dreamer to unify the Intercontinental Championship with the Hardcore title. Number 9 goes to Randy Orton. Randy Orton defeated Rob Van Dam at Armageddon 2003 to win his first and only Intercontinental title, and you might think, oh, he only held the title once, why is he on this list? Because of what he did as the champion. During his run as the Intercontinental Champion, it became clear that we were seeing a future star in the making. Some may say that Orton was really one of the last Intercontinental Champions to make the belt feel like a big thing, to make the belt feel big league, to make the belt feel really truly a stepping stone to the world title like many did before him, and Randy Orton catapulted himself after being Intercontinental Champion to being a 13-time World Champion. Number 8 goes to Shawn Michaels. And there's no denying that Shawn Michaels is one of the greatest pro wrestlers of all time and one of the greatest Intercontinental Champions of all time. Yet, some have gone on the record to say that even though Shawn was a great champion, he may have even been greater as a challenger. Michaels' highest point with the Intercontinental Championship on the line sure came at WrestleMania 10 in the ladder match against Razor Ramon. At the time, there were 2 men trying to claim that they were the rightful Intercontinental Champion, so what did they do? They hung both titles high above the ring and told them, climb a ladder to prove you're the champion. Michaels may not have won that night, but did help establish not only the belt, but the ladder match as something great in the company. Number 7 goes to the Honky Tonk Man, and the Honky Tonk Man was untouchable when it came to playing a villain that everybody hated. Behind his cartoonish image was a talented wrestler able to take the audience to the edge of their seats. The Honky Tonk Man's legacy will be that he held the Intercontinental Championship for the title's longest consecutive reign at 454 days, and that's a feat that may never be beat. Number 6 goes to the Ultimate Warrior, and whilst the Ultimate Warrior is unlikely to be remembered for a great in-ring skilled performer, he was one of the first at making the Intercontinental Championship feel really important. Warrior is considered also as one of the first wrestlers to use the IC title as a stepping stone, in a good way, to the World Championship, making the title feel just as important as the World title, showing everybody that if I can be a great IC champion, then I can be a great World Champion. From the moment he did win the title in, 31 seconds from the Honky Tonk Man at SummerSlam, everybody wanted to see him go up against Hogan, and that is what happened at WrestleMania 6 in a winner-take-all Intercontinental title versus World title match, where the Ultimate Warrior did at the end of the night hold both titles above his head, a moment that has become one of WWE's most iconic scenes. Number 5 goes to Mr. Perfect. Just like the Honky Tonk Man, Mr. Perfect was able to play the bad guy in a way that really made you hate him. Yet at the same time, because he was so good between those ropes, he had to work even harder to get the fans against him. With his persona of, I'm better than you at everything I do, that really is what helped the Intercontinental Championship be elevated to another level while Mr. Perfect held it. While Perfect is a multi-time IC champion, some call him one of the greatest Intercontinental champions to never move up and win the big one. Number 4 spot goes to The Miz. The Miz has held just about, if not every title in the WWE. Remember, as WWE Champion, he defeated John Cena in the main event of WrestleMania 27. Yet, even after winning in a main event at WrestleMania, The Miz's name will always be linked to the IC title. Over the last decade, many fans have started to see the IC title as just another lower level belt in a company with too many belts. However, when The Miz is either the champion, which he has won 8 times, or challenging for the title, he really does a great job at making it feel like he is not just fighting for another belt in this company, but for a title that means something, and that should mean something to everyone else, not just in the company, but also watching at home. Number 3 goes to Bret Hart. The man they call the Hitman may go down as one of the best technical wrestlers of all time, and just like Ultimate Warrior before him, Bret helped make the title mean something. Bret Hart helped show that if you can be a great Intercontinental Champion, you can be a great World Champion. That may have not been shown any better than when Bret Hart main evented SummerSlam in 1992 against the British Bulldog. With 80,000 fans packed inside of Wembley Stadium, that may have been the first time that you could honestly say that a crowd came for the Intercontinental title match over every other match on that show. Number 2 goes to Chris Jericho, and Chris Jericho can be called a number of things. One of the greatest of all time, adaptive, transformative, a great thinker, and the man with the most reigns as Intercontinental Champion. Jericho came into the WWE with a lot of momentum the first night we ever saw him, and it was not long before he did win his first Intercontinental Championship from China. Over his long and historic WWE career, Jericho held the title a record-setting 9 times. The quality of Y2J's matches with the championship on the line is nearly unparalleled, impeccable, especially his mask versus title match with Rey Mysterio from the Bash in 2009. Jericho says that he may be the best at what he does, and he may have shown that as the Intercontinental Champion. Number 1 goes to the Macho Man. Randy Savage goes down as our number 1 Intercontinental Champion of all time for the way that as the Intercontinental Champion, at times, he made it feel bigger than the world title. That was no better felt than at WrestleMania 3. Yes, everyone remembers the Pontiac Silverdome filled with over 93,000 fans to see Andre the Giant challenge Hulk Hogan for the world title. But coming out of that show, it was not that match that was the talk of the town. It was the Intercontinental title match between Randy Savage and Ricky the Dragon Steamboat. For more than 400 days, Savage held the title, defending it against a who's who in the WWE like Jake the Snake Roberts, George the Animal Steele, and other. Yet in defeat, it was that match mentioned before with Ricky the Dragon Steamboat at WrestleMania 3 that some may say put the IC title on another level. So with that, those are our picks for the top 10 Intercontinental Champions of all time. Let us know your thoughts in the comments below, and if you think we got this list right. Should we have shuffled some of the names around, or did we miss somebody entirely that you think should be in the top 10? With this week being the 40th anniversary of the Intercontinental Championship, we want to hear from you as far as who was your favorite IC champ. But that's going to do it for this episode. Remember to comment below, like and share this video, like us on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter, and subscribe right here on YouTube.